Hi everybody, it's Jen here doing our next Lifted series with me and Christy. This is the sketch from Shimelle that we were working off, and that is my layout right there. There is actually a layout of hers that we chose, but there's no picture up on her blog. So I'm going to link you to the video below so you can see what her layout looked like. I picked this one this week. Oh, I'm sorry for the glare there. It's a nasty photo of my bruised foot anyways. And what I really liked about it was how there was tons of room for journaling, and also it kind of actually brought me to the idea of using a really long title, because most of the work was all being done on the left side, and so it left a lot of room on the right side. And long titles and large titles has something that I've been seeing a lot lately and I like, so that's what prompted me to give it a go. I had this paper in my August kit, and it's from Pink Fresh Studio, and as it had all of these circles and triangles going down mostly on the left side, I wanted to see if I could incorporate that and then use some strips of paper as well, the way that Shimelle did. Excuse me. But I also then, once I started working on it, remembered I had these acetate triangles from Pink Fresh as well, and so I wanted to see if I could pull those in. So this is actually a layout about something not so good, but also, you know, I don't want to only ever scrapbook about how great things are when that's not really the case. So I was trying to use sort of, I don't want to say dreary colors, but I was using the gray and more muted colors in behind the photo while also realizing that there is bright colors on there. So I think it kept, the bright colors kept all the gray that I'm going to use on the title as well, and, you know, sort of these calm colors from my choices of pattern paper from being boring and blah. I am just not very good at doing monochromatic layouts. It's just not my style, and recently when I had to describe my style, I said it was the white space with lots of pops of color, and so not a lot of white space on this one because of the huge long title and journaling that I do, but I do like my pops of color, and so yeah. So I was online thinking about what I wanted to do for this when I saw the ad for the movie that they made out of the book, The Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Alexander's Very Bad Day, I think is what it's called. And it was perfect. So my title is The Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Summer. So this is a little tongue-in-cheek in that the entire summer was not terrible. However, there certainly were issues with this summer that meant that it didn't go as planned. And so I wanted to capture that, and I thought this was kind of a funny way of doing that. And that, you know, people who know me would know that unless I said, you know, this summer was the craps, that, you know, I'm saying this, but also, you know, not being 100% like the whole summer was terrible, if that makes any sense. So I really liked those sort of scribbly, the white with the black font in it, but I didn't have enough to do the entire title. So I thought it would be neat to go back and forth between that and this sort of dark gray chipboard font. And so that's what I did, is I just went back and forth with using the black sketchy font the most. So I have all of that out on just pieces of oh my goodness, wax paper. I have had coffee today, honest, so that I could sort of move it around and not commit to it just yet, because I wanted to get the placement of everything else right. I also was using some Scotch quick dry there on those acetate triangles, and I found that you can't really see it once it dries at all. And I kind of did hide it a little bit underneath these pieces of pattern paper you'll see in a moment. I just pulled all of that up, none of it was stuck down yet, and inked the edges of it. I think that really helps, and since we are doing a Shimelle layout, and that's something that she does and I do anyways, I think that really helped to find them a bit more off of that gray and white striped background, which could be really really busy, but I think it works. You might totally disagree with me and think this is way too busy, but I think the way that I did it actually works, and that I've clustered all the embellishments more together, and then I use the lines on the paper to help me lay down my title, which is always nice and handy. So here I'm starting to put down those stickers. A couple of them, of course, the stupid backing comes off and you've got to glue them and all of that stuff. But for the most part, this is boring. So while this is going on, I'll explain to you the premise behind this whole layout. So on Father's Day, if you've watched any of my videos, you will know I sprained my ankle, and I ended up spraining it actually quite badly. So it went from me thinking, you know, I'll just ice it and stay off of it for a couple days, to for most of the summer, probably until August at least, I really couldn't do much on it. And we're a family who likes to hike and walk, and I just couldn't do any of that. And I had to keep sitting down and icing it and putting it up. And when I overdid it, it really let me know. And I did go to the doctor, because at one point when I was overusing it, I was actually concerned that I had broken it. Not long after I did that, my youngest son fell on a neighbor's trampoline. They did not have a net on their trampoline. He hit his head and then hit his side on the metal frame. We thought that he had just scared himself and knocked the wind out of himself, and you know, we sat him down, and I actually sat with him for a while to make sure he was okay, and we put some ice on him and all of that kind of stuff. But it became apparent fairly quickly that he was not improving, and in fact he had cracked ribs. So we had to cancel most of his summer stuff. Not all, but most. And another thing that we just really had to slow down. So I'll go back to the layout here. I'm just pulling out some embellishments that kind of work with my theme. So that pink cloud works because there's some pink dots in the background, and I also used some puffy raindrops. I thought that was kind of a cute touch to go along with, you know, terrible. You kind of think of gray and gloomy and cloudy. And there's some other little yellow clouds there, also from Pink Fresh, and then another pink puffy one down in the bottom left. There's a little banner that says "These Days." There's a circle up in the top there that has like a little speech bubble, and it has like the symbols, you know, like you're swearing. And then I'm pulling out these Heidi Swap ones. One of them says yeah. And I don't have my layout in front of me. I should have. They basically just have phrases that kind of mean like, yeah, this happened, and it kind of sucks. So I think that one on the bottom under the cloud says "this happened." And then I'm going to put another one up here that says #for_reals, which I thought was funny as well. It's funny because most of these Heidi Swap stickers are all, you know, good, happy things, but I made it work. These are also Heidi Swap. These are slightly older ones, and that's awesome, of course, in the totally sarcastic voice of awesome. And then that one is just now, like this is what happened. And then that is like a little star, but I'm going to change that one out for something off of my desk. That's a little banner, black banner that just reads better, and it says hello, like as in hello, look what happened. So this is a very sarcastic layout. And just so you know, because sometimes I think it transitions fairly well, I actually sat down and did this whole layout start to finish without a total plan in mind in one go, and without me speeding the video up. It was only 43 minutes. So yeah, this was a goodie. This was one of those ones that just flowed, and I love that. So here I'm adding in some enamel dots, and I had started with some little gold triangles just to add sort of so that each one of these little clustery areas has 3 things in it, because I have a thing for odd numbers, also a Shimelle thing I've picked up from her. I'm taking off the gold arrows because I didn't feel they were working, and I'm using these puffy arrows from the Wonder collection. So I've just gone back and forth between a little gray enamel dot and then the puffy little triangle pointing. Yeah, what else can I say about this layout? I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and it is not lost on me that I used the Happy Things collection to do a layout about something that was bad, but that is okay. You use them how you use them, right? And I had all those clouds just hanging out in my stash because I hadn't used them and I knew that, and so it was perfect. Yeah, like this layout just came together so quickly and I really didn't spend a whole ton of time thinking about it, so that was awesome. And here you can see this is the part of Shimelle's layout that really pulled me in, was that I had all this room on the right side to do journaling because I knew this was going to take a bit for me to explain what was going on. Her layout too, she only used one 4x6 and I used two. So one of those is my kids playing video games. So basically we spent far too much time indoors because of not being able to do stuff. And then the other picture is a super gross picture of my ankle because why not, right? Let's put it in. This is a bit of black color shine. I'm showing you a little bit of close-ups. I have some still photos for you as well. Hope you enjoyed. Please go check out Christy's layout as well, and I will talk to you guys again real soon. I'll be back on Sunday with my Project Life layout. Bye now.